Man, get up here in the Zoloft to get your head right.
All right, head right, homies. Let's do a dose from the Zoloft. This time we're going to be talking about, well, I guess the latest development, as far I know so far. Maybe more stuff has happened. I don't know. Between Carmela and Austin Metcalf. Once again, I'm very sorry to learn of stuff like this. As I've said earlier, if Carmela stabbed this young man because of something that he said, that's no excuse to stab somebody. I know people are saying things like, well, what was he doing with a knife at this event anyway? Hey, man, aren't you, a lot of y'all who are asking that question, aren't you guys like about being, free to carry your weapons if you want? Open carry, concealed carry. Does it have to only just be a gun if a person wants to carry a knife? I mean, y'all be having videos of your kids like shooting their guns and stuff like that. And, I don't know how far you want to be able to take a person being able to, and I'm pro Second Amendment as anybody else, but, let's not make him out to be a criminal just because he had a weapon on him. But it doesn't look good for you, Karmelo. Like I said, I don't know what this young man could have said to you that warranted him being stabbed. There's no excuse for that. Now, with this judge, and some have said that it was self-defense. I don't know what he was defending himself from. I don't know the nature of the confrontation. I don't know those things. So, but at the end of the day, y'all, as these details come out, I don't care if the person is, white, black, anywhere in between, you're innocent until proven guilty. Okay, I don't know. I'm one of those people who just kind of adheres to that. And a lot of people just seem to forget that. And, they want to go ahead and, put this person, to, make him out to be guilty before. And really, at the end of the day, what he's guilty of is being black. And that's just how the Democrats want it, and Republicans are playing into their hands quite nicely. The typical responses that I see to stuff like this is, man, what if this was the other way around? Because, he's, his bond was lowered and he's getting house arrest and stuff like that. And unfortunately, the triggered white Republican voters, who are a far cry from what the Republican Party was founded as, already asking things like, what if this was the other way around? It's like, y'all forget, it was the other way around. Y'all forgot that. The reason why the Republican Party was founded is because it was the other way around. They've totally forgot that. And they forget that, y'all, it's still that way around. If it's not that way around, if it's not that way now, then how do you explain Biden still walking free? Fauci still walking free. The Clintons are still walking free. But no, they're giving over to this narrative that, black folks are just the most violent and the most dangerous people. Like I said, they want to celebrate, the founding of America and all that sort of stuff. When America was being founded, y'all weren't afraid of black people in red, in red outfits, calling themselves the Bloods coming to get you. No, y'all were afraid of, the white people were afraid of white people dressed in red. They called it the red coats are coming. There's enough blame to go around for the violent history of a lot of people, y'all. But just to make it look like, black people are just this exclusively, violent people. The ones violent, driving the bus in terms of the violence that's going on, man, that would be your white elitist Democrats. Like I said, what Biden has done, what Fauci has done, it's white Democrats that are making sure that our borders had stayed open and let, people just come in and do all sorts of violence. The magnitude of of chaos that has been going on has been, white globalist Democrat elites and just globalists in general. So that's what's been going on, y'all. But this stigma wants to be slapped on black folks as you're just automatically the most violent. You're the ones who are this menace. You guys are the ones who are causing all this danger and stuff like that. And look, y'all know that I don't make any excuses for anybody. Black, white, or anybody in between. If Carmela is found, guilty, if he goes to trial, this was a bond hearing, as far as I know. And even the judge, and people are saying things like, oh, no surprise, black judge lets it walk. And as far as I know, this judge is a Republican. But that doesn't mean that, nowadays that definitely doesn't mean anything. You can have rhinos all over the place. But I kind of get where she's coming from. She's like, look, I just want to make sure that he makes it to trial safely, okay? So I'm going to lower his bond, and he's going to be under house arrest. I want to make sure that he just gets to trial. I kind of understand that, but like I said, you got a lot of, white, Republican-leaning voters, who are not satisfied with this, and they want to say like it was the other way around. If it was the other way around, and like I said, y'all, it is the other. It is, But they don't see that. What they're just seeing is a whole bunch of black people like getting away with stuff and they're able to do this at the behest of the white Democrat elite. They've engineered it because Republicans don't understand that the Democrats want a race war. They want another one. They want another civil war. They don't understand that. The short-sighted Republican voters have been under the spell of the Democrat Party, and they don't see who the string pullers anymore. They just see black folks. Exactly how the Democrats wanted it. So you're going to see this kind of stuff, man, and black people getting away, and they're going to make it look like they're allowing the Democrats to paint this picture who black folks are. And Democrats control the way black folks have been. Okay, they've been doing it for decades, and Republicans, unfortunately, their integrity is breaking down, and they're becoming exactly who the Democrats have wanted them to be, right? So it's they don't understand that. Democrats, going all the way back to when they founded the KKK, but going back to when they founded, the Confederacy and stuff like that. And when the Confederacy lost, the Democrats they formed their terrorist organization. What does a terrorist do? Their objective is to strike fear into people. Y'all, have you noticed that Democrats want to make sure that black folks stay afraid of white people? Have you guys noticed that? Right? Joe Biden, they're going to put y'all back in chains. Who was the ones chaining up black folks? Who wanted to fight to keep blacks enslaved in the first place? Well, that was the Democrat Party. The Democrats who always wanted black people to be afraid of them in particular. Okay? Now Democrats use that same narrative that they imposed on black folks to make them afraid and want to make it look like these are they want to be able to channel the fear of black folks. They want to direct how black folks fear white people. We want you to be afraid of these ones. We're the white people who are going to protect you. We're the white people who have your best interest. But at the end of the day, we want you afraid of white people. That hasn't changed about the Democrat Party. Okay? This is why and when it comes to fear, man, you're going to hate what you fear. You either want to you hate what you fear, or you want to try to control what you fear, or you want to kill what you fear. And they have made sure that black folks, that's how they want black folks, that's the attitude that they want black folks to have, is that white people are people to be suspicious of, apprehensive of, feared, right? And you got to make sure that you got to do what it takes to protect yourself from the white man. Or if anything, you got to make sure you want to try to make them as afraid of you as they are of them, as you are of them, whichever. Right? Y'all, that's the narrative that's still going on. And unfortunately, you got a whole bunch of Republican voters who are falling into it. They're falling right into the programming. I've been saying this for years, man. Y'all are allowing the Democrats to shape your perspective on these things. Okay? I am so sorry to hear of Austin Metcalf being killed. Okay, and if the ruling comes out that it was murder, then it's murder, and the full weight of the law should come down on Karmelo. I make no excuses for that. But like I said, he's innocent until proven guilty. That's why I say that for anybody. Okay, we can have our speculations. We can go ahead and run our little, court of public opinion and all this sort of stuff and try to play like we're a bunch of Perry Masons and whatever. But like I said, please don't forget that one of the things that makes America the exceptional place that it is, that is something that we stand by. You're innocent until proven guilty. Okay, and it doesn't look good for Karmelo. But at the end of the day, y'all, the issue isn't really Karmelo, and unfortunately, Republicans are allowing Democrats to shape their perspective on these things and load the powder keg for a race war. That's what the Democrats have always wanted, y'all. That's what they want. And a lot of you Republican voters, not y'all who watch the Zoloft, but these people, I would say they know who they are, but they don't really understand that they're being used. They're being led to feel the way that they feel. So anyway, y'all, when people be saying stuff like, the parties have switched sides, when you got these people out there who want to just be out there saying that, black people are most violent and what, it will come around to where you're just simply guilty of being black, right? Y'all, that's where the Democrat Party that's what they were all about. That's how they justified making slavery legal. Okay, one, you're a black person, you're not property, and you're a savage and all that sort of stuff. You're just automatically violent. You were literally guilty of being black. That was their entitlement to be able to enslave other black folks. Well, now you've got Republicans today just making it out to be like, well, black people are just violent. You're automatically, no matter what happens, whatever exchange is between if you're a black person in it, you're automatically the guilty party because you're automatically violent. You are guilty of being black. Just the way the Democrats have always wanted us to be seen. All right, and these people wonder why people think the parties have switched sides. So Republicans, maybe you should stop trying so hard to prove Democrats right and start, you need to start listening to the Lord instead of listening to the news so much. You might want to switch that around because you're playing right into the Democrats' hands. All right, y'all. That's my 2 cents on it. I look forward to reading you guys' comments and seeing what you think. All right, y'all. Blessings. Bye.